Hello there, this is Ben from Triple Jump, and you're listening to Bullshittery of the Week, a shodcast by Andy and Dan. Doo-doo-ba-ba-da-beep.
I have pressed record, Daniel.
Andrew, I'm annoyed.
Why?
I'm not, I'm just sassing you. Okay, just find that.
I think you should just leave this in.
Well, hello, welcome to the Andy Dan Shodcast, episode 31. What
Hello!
a startling and surprising intro that was.
Hello.
It's been I feel like I'm saying this every episode because we do like one a year.
Yeah, we do one a year. When it started, it was like one every...
Yeah, it was like a weekly. It's meant to be like a weekly podcast.
Look what happened.
This is what happens when
Life
to talk about.
Yeah, that too.
If we didn't talk at all and then just got together for a podcast, it'd probably be more interesting. We'd talk every day, so just like
Daniel,
what do we talk about? Hello, what?
It's always interesting.
To us. Because we think we're hilarious.
It's true, we do.
But yeah, not to anyone else. But yeah, Andrew, how the flip are you?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Oh god, that sounds.
No.
I'm gonna end it.
So you know, classic depression. You know.
Oh, it's the Great Depression of 2022.
12 man 22.
No.
That's what it sounded like.
No, Andrew, I said the actual year, but I just stumbled it out. I literally dribbled it out of my mouth at you.
It was like, yes, 12 men, you're gay.
It's like, what? And I think. But yeah, I was going to say, yeah, that's good. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm alright though, Daniel. The weather has been lovely.
I know, yeah. It's what I needed to turn my brain back on.
I know, yeah, because like, it feels like, I don't know if it's because, you know, we're still in a pandemic, despite what people think.
Yeah.
That this winter just felt really, really long.
It did. It was especially long and horrible.
And it was just really cold, and like, I don't mind it. Like, I love November and like October where it starts getting really cold and it's all crisp and stuff. But then, and I like Christmas time, and then January it's just like a really big drag, and you think, oh, once it gets to around the middle of February, things start to look up, and they just didn't.
It's like the longest January, February imaginable. I went on for about 2 years.
Yeah. That's why it took us so long to record.
Yeah, I was going to say, ironically, it's the year I was born. It's the most pain in the ass month of the year. But yeah, we haven't recorded in ages. Just been doing other stuff. And haven't really been doing a lot of like shodcast or reviews on my channel. I've mainly just been doing time lapses because I haven't had the time.
No, because you're a busy boy, Daniel.
I'm a busy boy.
Well, all the blossoms are coming out.
Yeah.
I see a nice.
That's none of your business.
I see a nice, lovely magnolia tree in the distance.
Where are you? You're not in Congleton. No, magnolia trees in Congleton. I can see the beaches and the seagulls.
But what about you, Daniel? How are you?
Oh, I'm alright.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just done a bit of gardening. Now the weather's alright.
Gardener Daniel wants to battle.
Just nuked it with like weed and stuff because like we've got flags at the front.
Yeah.
And like astroturf. But like whoever laid the astroturf did it really shit, so like we just broke through it and like on the side, so just fucking had to hack on.
Our garden, if you remember my garden in Stafford.
Yes.
The very, very long one.
Yeah, it was really good.
For whatever reason, the people before us, they removed all the grass and they laid down, I don't know what it's called, like, you know, like, it's like the black, it looks like a giant bin bag, like a tarp sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they put stones all over the top of it.
Uh-huh.
But that meant that weeds could just land on there and then just go straight through.
Yeah.
Like, instantly. So, like, I was constantly de-weeding the garden.
Yeah, we've covered the side with that camera stuff, but I double layered it because we're putting slate down.
Yeah. Ooh, slate.
Slate. We got a few bags from B&Q the other day, and like the taxi guy was like moaning because he put it in his boot, and he's like, "Oh, it's not dirty, is it?" I was like, "I don't fucking know."
It's slate. What do you expect?
Slate. I'm gonna cut the bag open and just empty it in the boot. Ruin his life. But yeah, we're gonna try and do a bit of that. Good went B&Q. Got some paint. We're gonna decorate the bedroom. Put some shelves up.
You can do it when you B&Q it, or whatever the slogan
yeah.
was.
Just like that. You can do it when you B&Q it. So yeah, I'm just basically just being a boring adult and working on my 5th book.
Yeah.
I went before this because it's been so long. I was like, I'll do what I always do. Listen to the last few Shodcasts to see like what the vibe is and what we were talking about and stuff. And he was like, I think it was on episode 29 when I was like, oh yeah, working on my 3rd book. Like, Jesus.
Well, I've been doing a lot of writing. I've been getting back into my writing.
Nice.
And I started some more art for the Drew Guild.
Oh, Drew Guild.
Yeah, so I've got that going on. Been working on some game design stuff. Been doing my record. Well, actually, I haven't really been doing any recording because I'm like, I don't know what to record. So
yeah,
I got all Final Fantasy 1 edited though, so that counts for something.
That's a success, Andrew.
Yes.
Andrew is currently doing his Final Fantasy 1 playthrough.
Well,
it'd be long gone by this, but go and watch it anyway.
There's only 2 episodes left.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, there was only going to be 1 episode left, but then I realised that one of the episodes was like 2 hours long. So it's
the grand finale that goes on forever.
It wasn't. That was the worst part of it. It wasn't even the finale.
Fuck's sake.
It was that. It was like. It was the what do you call it? The Whisperwind Cove.
Yeah.
With the Final Fantasy 6 bosses, because it's 40 floors.
Oh great. Oh yeah, I've never watched. Yeah, when you tell that one on the episode.
Yes, lovely.
Like, delicious.
But other than that, I just, been doing lots of working, playing games and stuff, so, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Go on.
No, sorry, I've lost my track.
Oh.
Go on.
No, I'll have to wait, because it's a topic we will be discussing.
I can't say now. Yes, we'll have a new series at some point that we worked on. We're nearly finishing.
Yes.
Heart, Gold, Soul, Silver, Subucast.
Oh, do you know what I found out today, Daniel?
Oh, go on.
12 years since it released.
Oh yeah, nice.
Today.
Oh.
I think I don't remember it coming out in March, but then when I think back of it, I'm like, it did come out around Easter.
I was going to say, perhaps at this point, depending on when I get the Shodcast out, the series might be underway. So
yeah.
So watch it.
Go watch it.
Or if it's not, watch it when it does.
It's probably going to be the next series going up on the channel.
Yeah.
Because I have nothing.
Yeah, so that'll keep you going until you can figure the next one out.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
It's because, like, part of it's like, if I go to California, which is looking likely and stuff, I don't want to start a series and then come back to it halfway through.
Yeah. We've got a first part of a Pixel Trove next.
Yes.
You could do.
And then and also I had a lot of issues with the PSP emulator that just didn't want to play ball after Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah, because I had like a few ideas, but most of them have had a PSP emulator, and they just were like, no, play ball.
There was just audio issues in all of them. But then when I'd go back and try Final Fantasy 1, it'd be fine. There would be no audio issues. So it's just like the games that I wanted to do just had issues.
Yeah, it's annoying.
And then as I was going through the Whispering Curve, I was like, I kind of want to do Final Fantasy 6 next. And then I remembered, like, how long it is. Just like,
yeah.
I'll do it eventually.
And he's always been like, recently, like, oh, I want to do like short series, but like, most of the games he likes aren't short, so.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to do, obviously, because like Heart, Gold, and Soul Silver is going to be a really long one, so I'd like to have a short series to go along with it.
Yeah. Be good. Break it up.
Yeah.
Because like the next Pixel Trove's long, but we're doing it in a way where we're able to split it up between
splitting it up a notch. What?
Yeah. I think in Samurai Wars, we announced it at the end of the last Pixel show, actually.
We did, Daniel.
I was like, I won't say it. I'll keep it a surprise.
Oh, it's a secret.
But yeah, it's Samurai Wars, so we're basically split up by characters, stories. So that'll be like dripped out. So it won't just be like one big wedge of that continuously, because that's going to be loads of parts. So.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll think of something.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll get a PSP fix going on.
Oh yeah, sure. People were someone was actually helping me, and then they just suddenly stopped. So I was like, oh, okay.
They stopped after you were asking legitimate questions. They were like, I can't deal with this.
And then one person was like, it's actually your computer that's at fault, so we can't help you. And I was like, yeah, but it was fine up until the other day. And then they just never said anything. And then the person after was like, the one that was helping was like, no, it's not your computer. There's just something going wrong somewhere.
Yeah.
And then they never got back to me on like my last thing they asked me to test. So I was like, okay.
Oh, God.
Oh, chicken nuggets.
Oh, chocolate nuggets.
But let us move on.
All right, robot. Let us move on. Yeah, we're gonna like what we've been playing in the last 2 years or whatever.
What you been playing?
What you been playing recently? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Go back a bit. Go back.
I know
what
you've been playing.
So do I. Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Oh.
And Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes.
But that's only recently. I was trying to go back a bit further. We were playing. We can rant about Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Yeah, but that'll just be the whole shard.
It would be. We could start off with anger and then ease it and then calm ourselves down with some Arceus.
Right, well, it was a big pile of shit.
It really was. I can't give it out. I'm not living.
Like, I went into it with the most basic of expectations.
We really did. We were like, at the least, we will get the original game, which we love.
Yes.
As flawed as Diamond and Pearl were, they were still solid games, despite the flaws. And we were sort of like secretly hoping out that they would implement some of the Platinum features, even if it weren't like all of them.
Yeah.
Just some of the quality of life stuff that Platinum did. But now.
And it like introduced some of this because they changed the underground into the Grand Underground.
Yeah. Which was good. I like that.
I like that aspect, yes.
But then even then they just sort of dropped the ball with one of the key aspects of it.
Yeah, which was making a secret base.
Yeah, the whole secret base thing.
And you only got statues that you could put in your secret base. Who the fuck? Right.
And they made them so common as well. You just get them continuously. It's like, I don't care.
It's like, why would I want these? Stop it.
Make them rare and worth getting. I don't even have... The only finish you gave you was like a fucking plinth to put the statue on.
Yeah.
It's like...
So he wants to build a secret base and just put fucking...
Fill it with statues.
And I like that one of the things that they said when they did OOOH was, we're not going to give Brendan and May the ability to be customized because that's who they are. They are those set characters and stuff. And then he got to this one, they were like, oh yeah, Dawn and Lucas dress up all the time.
Yeah.
And they gave them like alternate outfits, which is cool.
Yeah, it was cool, but then they gave you like 7 or something.
Yeah, and they were ridiculously expensive, so I just put the Platinum one back on.
Yeah. I got a few and I was just like, okay, I can't even mix and match these. These just like set outfits.
Yeah. What else? There was just a lot, excuse me, there was a lot of just like random little details missing from it, like stuff that people probably didn't care about.
Yeah.
But to us, it was just like, oh, that's a nice little detail. Like being able to give an answer at an interview.
Yeah, just little like immersive stuff like that.
It's like, what do you think of this? The contest that you were just in. Bodacious. That's a clincher.
TV, popcorn.
And then contests were completely stripped down.
You know what? I haven't even done a contest yet.
I tried it and I was just like, it's because in Ruby and Sapphire and like the Gen 3 games and remakes, it was all like the appeal round where you had to do the moves and you had to do like combos and stuff. And I actually really liked those, as hard as they were.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Gen 4, it was a dress-up round, and then the dancing round, which was kind of like what this is.
Yeah.
And then it was the appeal round at the end. But this was just all the rhythm bit, and it was kind of like... I know you haven't played Gen 5 in many a moon.
Oh, it's been a while. Well, since it came out, really.
But they had that... I can't remember what it was called, but it was like the Pokemon were on stage, and they did a dance. You had to dress them up, and they would dance. But you didn't do anything with it. They just danced. You just watched them dance, and that was it. It was basically like that, but then in this one, you had to actually press buttons.
Great.
Yeah, that's literally all the contests were in this. It was just like that, and then randomly you would use a move to get a boost or something, and like each move had a specific thing, but it just did nothing really.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, this is like awful. They have added in though, like give them one thing to give them credit for. They did add in the Azure Flute event because that never officially released.
Yeah, they had the Shaman event and that, and they're bringing Darkrai as well.
Yeah.
I think start next month or something.
Yeah. So I need to go and actually do it.
Yeah. I did the Shaman one. I think the most fundamentally flawed thing about these games is I mean we were like, okay, let's give the graphics like some leeway until we play it.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't work mechanically because they basically mapped the 2D, or not the 2D, but like the original base game to like a fully immersive environment. But you can move in any direction. So if you could move in a grid, it'd probably work better. But because you can move like in any like 360 degrees in the 3D environment, it's like you just catch onto the environment because it's like the environment's in like a grid.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. But then it's like in the Gen 6 games, because it was like that in them. It worked.
Yeah, you didn't catch on anything. You just sort of, unless you were like running right into it.
Yeah. They just, but that like, even then, like Gen 6 wasn't technically like top down, was it? There were certain areas that were, but they did a lot of free camera stuff.
Yeah.
But it just. However, I'll give it props for the battle.
Yeah, I think that's also an annoying thing because the battles and the graphics and everything in there look really cool and amazing.
Yeah. All the environments look really pretty and stuff, and they did a good job of remixing the tracks and.
Yeah. I think that's why it makes it more frustrating because you could see like if they'd just done certain things or had more time to work on it, it would have been like the remake we wanted.
Yeah.
Or they did the originals justice, and it just felt a bit like, let's just get this out now. So we can
they did it because we also have something else to talk about that I just forgot.
Oh yeah.
But we'll get to that after Arceus.
Okay. But yeah.
Well, let's move on to Arceus.
Yeah, let's talk about better game. I still need to go in and like do stuff on Pearl, Shining Pearl, just to complete my decks and stuff. But I've gone in motivation because we were greeted by a better game.
Yes.
Which was Legends Arceus, which pretty much made us not want to play a different Pokemon, like an old Pokemon game now.
It's so good. Like as much as like there is issues with the graphics and stuff, and
the graphics are pretty basic, but
it's not. But the thing is like people complaining in that it looks like this and stuff. But it's supposed to look like that because they basically put like an old style filter on it.
Yeah.
And what people don't realize when you're talking about, because we know a lot more. We know quite a bit about Japanese history and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
These games aren't as far back as people think.
No.
They think it's like, because it's the setup of Sinnoh and stuff, it's like 1200 or something. It's not. It's probably like 1850.
Yeah.
Because Hokkaido, which is what Sinnoh is based on, was... what's the word that I'm looking for? They started building in Hokkaido in that time.
Yeah.
They colonized Hokkaido in that time, and that's why you see like the Galarian Wheezing like cooling tower and stuff because and very sort of very modern looking European buildings, because obviously the Europeans came over from there and moved there.
Yeah.
And helped colonize it and stuff. Because before, the Ainu people were there, which is what the Diamond and Pearl clans are based on.
Yeah, the natives, yeah.
The native people, and it's just, people don't realize like how sort of modern it is in comparison to what they think it is, because it was just how empty the land is.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was like 300 years old or 100 years old or something.
Yeah.
Not like thousands.
No.
Thousands. But it's like, because they like fundamentally changed how you play it, and it's like really refreshing.
Yeah, it is.
It's refreshing to play a new Pokemon game that actually plays different in a way, but still the same concept.
And I can understand why people probably did get bored of it and stuff, but
yeah,
I didn't.
No, I found it a nice break from...
Yeah.
Because, like, the Diamond and Pearl remix with the same mechanics again, but done. Like, it was just, like, a disaster.
Yeah.
So, like, by the time I was finished that, I was like, oh, I'm kind of getting a bit bored of playing Pokemon games at the moment.
Yeah.
It sort of, like, drained me a bit.
And
so
it did make me nervous for how this was going to be.
Yeah, definitely. I was like, it's better be good now.
And then it was.
It was amazing. It was... Yeah, I don't know. I felt like we were sort of excited for it, but we were also just like, oh, it's just going to be like Pokemon.
Yeah. And then it came out and it was like, bloody hell.
It feels like a new game.
I feel like, because obviously, like, the other thing we're going to be talking about after this was announced. And
yeah,
it's a really good stepping stone. I feel like since Gen 8, they've been introducing more mechanics to then move on to the next game. Like, as bad as the wild area was...
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh, well, you're now running around in the free map and stuff. This is what Arceus is going to be like.
Yeah, they've sort of like just been slowly introducing bits that you want to work towards. Which, you know, we were very hard on Sword and Shield for its flaws.
The thing is, like, with Sword and Shield, like, yeah, it had a lot of flaws and stuff, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah, there was a larger enjoyment to had. I feel like it was just for us specifically who enjoys, like, the long end game stuff and things like that, and not being particularly into like competitive battles.
Yeah.
Which is something they really focused on with the raids and stuff, that he kept bringing new ones in, which was really cool. But for us, we were just like, not bothered. So
let's finish the decks and move on. Well, move on to the DLC and stuff.
Yeah.
But Arceus.
Yeah, what a game.
Absolutely beautiful. I love the fact that you can just run around, you can see Pokemon in their natural environments, and they're all doing like random things.
Yeah, it's cool to note that like the amount of animations they gave to Pokemon as well, which is something that having like a smaller dex really benefits from. Because like you'd see them like napping and stuff and talking to each other.
Yeah, and like some Pokemon were really friendly. They'd come up to you and they'd be like, hello.
Bidoof just completely oblivious, just like, oh, hello.
Other Pokemon would run away from you. Some Pokemon would just instantly attack you.
Yeah, Paris.
Yeah, Paris, for whatever reason, is an absolute angry...
The most livid Pokemon ever.
It is. It's like, so you don't expect it either, because especially in that anime episode about Paris...
Yeah.
It was just a coward.
Docile.
Yeah. It was like really scared, and I think even in the dex entries and stuff, it always says that it's docile. It's not a vicious Pokemon.
He's like zoned out because he's like being controlled by the mushroom.
Not anymore.
Fighting back. It's probably because like, it's set in an era where people would pick mushrooms more, so they're probably
they're like, get off me.
I'm fighting back.
It has side quests that you can complete. It has alpha Pokemon, which is scary as hell.
Oh my god, yeah, the giant ones.
The giant versions, because I don't know if like you want to delve into the story too much.
Can we talk about it a little bit? It's been out for a while now.
Yeah. Because we know why it's happening.
Yeah.
And stuff. And like you get sent there from the future.
Mm-hmm.
But it's never really confirmed if you're because it's confirmed that Akari and I don't know what the male variant's called. I think it's called Ray.
Right.
They are the ancestors of Dawn and Lucas, but I don't know if it's ever confirmed if you are supposed to be Dawn and Lucas.
Your own ancestor.
Yeah, because you obviously get sent back from the future.
Yeah.
And you replace whoever the one that's not there, sort of thing. I don't know. It's
just like, get out of here.
It's like, go catch all the Pokemon.
Here, give me your phone. I'll pimp it up. You'll never fit in your pocket again.
And Arceus wants you to help fix whatever's going on. It's interesting to think about. It's like, because of what actually happens in that game, it's like, did that actually happen? Or is that only happening now because Arceus has sent you back?
Yeah.
Because obviously the temple does explode, the Spear Pillar Temple does explode.
Yeah.
And that's what it looks like in Diamond and Pearl and Platinum.
Yeah, all the ruins, yeah.
And you're like, intriguing.
That's intriguing. Yeah, like they've done the things that like happened in the past to like make it like reflect what the Diamond and Pearl was like. So
yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. And all the
and
ancestors.
Oh yeah, there's so many ancestors in there. Like, obviously Rowan, Professor Rowan's is in there. And what's good is, like, it's not all Gen 4 ancestors.
No, yeah, you'll see, like, other ones as well.
Like, I can't remember what he's called. But he's the first warden that you come across, like, for the Pearl Clan.
Yeah.
And he's got, like, the little cowboy hat on.
Yeah, it's what thingy.
Clay from Gen 5.
Yeah, that's it, Clay.
And then...
You pass that cowboy hat down.
Yeah. And then there's one who's based on the Ice gym leader from Gen 6.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So it's interesting that they haven't just gone for Gen 4 characters.
No, yeah, I really did like that.
One thing I was actually really surprised on, though, is Barry doesn't have one.
Oh, thank Christ. Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Like, Wally does.
He probably goes in DLC.
Probably. They'll do like a DLC where he goes in.
It's called like Barreld's Quest, and he'll be called Barreld.
Barreld. And there's they introduced obviously new forms of Hisuian forms.
Yeah.
And they introduced some new Pokemon.
Yeah, they did. Quillfish got an evolution.
Yeah. Ursaring got an evolution, which is definitely my favorite from all of them, I think.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's so good. And then, like, Arcanine got form, Growlithe got a form. Obviously, Weirdear, that's a new one. There's a lot of Pokemon that didn't get a lot of love, got new evolutions, and it seemed to be a lot of the Gen 2 Pokemon.
Yeah. Lilligant got an alt as well, which is random.
Yeah, Lilligant got one. That was really bizarre. Obviously, at the start, it's got the Hisuian evolutions as well.
Yeah, which is good. I like that.
Yeah, I really liked it. And Braviary as well. I'm glad Braviary got one. Sneasler. Very, very interesting design on that one.
Sneasel, make it long.
It's based on the I can't remember what it's called. It's a yokai.
Yeah.
Kamakatochi or something like that. And it's like a big weasel cat that has these like scythe claws on its hand.
Classic weasel cat.
Classic. I feel like the more that I look at Sneasler, the more I like it. But when I first looked at it, I didn't like it at all.
I know, it proper threw me.
Because of how long it is, especially in comparison to Weavile.
Yeah, it's like...
And Weavile's... I don't mind Weavile, but I prefer Sneasel out of the whole evolutionary line.
Yeah.
Because Weavile's not much of a change from Sneasel, but at the same time, Sneasler's a bit too far in the other direction.
It's just like... I keep saying it, but it's just like someone dressed as a Pokemon.
Yeah, it looks like someone dressed out, because it's literally like the same height as you as well.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
It's like, why is it so long?
Who had sex with a Sneasel too? But yeah. No, he just like, yeah, and then he did that like free DLC, that Daybreak update.
Oh yeah.
With like extra missions and stuff.
I need to finish that off. Because I was too busy like collecting all the Pokemon the other day.
Yeah.
Like what I said the other day when I did it, so I could get Arceus.
Yeah. That's a good thing as well because the thing about this game is there's only a few battles in it. It's not battle focused on trainers.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's sort of a new concept.
Yeah.
So you only fight really like the characters like the wardens and stuff. But like the way, because they focus so much on like your mapping out the area and like researching Pokemon. The researching aspect's really cool. So instead
I
of
loved it.
Catching the Pokemon and that's in your decks and that's it, which is what I felt like I was really doing in the Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Yeah.
I was just like not even bothered. I was just catching everything. This is like you proper research them, so like you can watch Pokemon do a certain move so many times and it'll get ticked off in like feeding it and doing certain behaviors and stuff, and it'll like the completion will go up on that certain Pokemon, and it just makes it more engaging. Like it makes you actually like want to do like more than just catch it once and then just forget about it.
Yeah, you want to. Some of them are very intense, but like
oh yeah,
it'll be like use Hyper Beam 100 times or something. Like not that extreme.
I got too far, Andrew.
Yeah, but I think what was it? Is Azelf. It says use self-destruct like 60 times or something ridiculous. It's like
okay, it isn't just no self-destruct doesn't kill you in this game, but it kills you.
It does a lot of damage to you, but it doesn't kill you. That was a good thing. Like they changed a lot of how the moves work as well, and I thought that was really interesting.
They adapted sort of like Pokemon to like this new like mechanic and way of playing very, very well, I thought. Because it's just been like the Pokemon sort of how it's set up's worked for so long.
Yeah.
To change it's almost like, is it going to work? Because you're just going to just not. Because it's just like it's something that's always been like it just works how it is.
And what I really appreciate as a connoisseur of lore, there was a lot of stuff in there that made you realize like how it affected obviously the later generations, and also how the Dex was first put into it.
Yeah.
And you saw like certain Pokemon had missions on them.
Uh-huh.
For instance, like, there's a Drifloon hanging around in the village. And it's hanging around a bunch of kids. I wonder why. Go and find out why. And you're like,
like, Drifloon, no.
Helichum, stop it.
Helichum. So it runs off of some... Well, runs off. We don't run. But it would be funny to see one run.
As the only thing, like, I there's a couple of things that I do wish that they did a bit differently.
Uh-huh.
One is I wish there was Hisuian forms for actual Gen 4 Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Because every Hisuian form in New Evolution was for a Pokemon not native to Sinnoh.
Yeah.
To make it feel like, once they left, so it's fine. And it was just these Pokemon that were left. But I would have loved to have seen, like, Ice Water Empoleon that lived in the Alabasta Icelands, or whatever it's called.
That would have been cool.
And it could swim on the water and stuff, but then over time it turned into Ice Steel because it couldn't cut through the ice.
Yeah.
Or like
it
even
evolved to survive.
Yeah, it had to change how it would to survive. Like exactly like you said, Daniel.
That's the one.
And then maybe like grass rock Torterra because it hadn't softened to ground sort of thing. Mm-hmm. On its back, and there was just like big rocks and some sort of like vegetation growing out of it, like vines and stuff.
Moss and stuff.
And then maybe even because of who Infernape is based on, like fire flying Infernape.
It's on a cloud.
Yeah, it is just on a cloud.
Oh, I was going to say the fourth legendary.
Yeah, the Kami, the new Kami introduction.
The new
Because when Gen 5 was announced, people thought that the Kami trio, because they got, I can't remember what they're called. Is it Therian?
Yeah,
it sounds
Therian forms.
Therian forms. Yeah, it sounds really weird when I don't say it out loud.
Therian forms.
They were based on Aztec gods.
Yeah.
Because of the way that they were formed and stuff. It was like a bird, a panther, and a serpent.
Yeah.
But with the introduction of Enamorus, they're based on the four guardians of Japan.
Yeah.
Because her Therian form is
horny.
Yeah, very horny. What do you call it? Because it was like, what was it? The white tiger, the azure dragon, the vermilion bird, and the black tortoise.
Yeah, the tortoise. Yeah.
And the black tortoise is obviously a tortoise, but it's got a snake wrapped around it, and an Animus has the snake on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, so that's what you're actually based on, and now it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I didn't know about that till like later on when we were looking on Cerebi and stuff. And
yeah.
Like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I think I stumbled across it on Twitter because someone did a thread of all the new artwork, and I was looking through not expecting another new Pokemon.
I know, yeah, I was like, I'm at the end of the game, so I'm just going to have a quick look to see, like, what is kind of... I feel like I've seen everything at this point, and I had, apart from that.
Yeah, same.
I was like, hello.
I was like, what the hell? I think actually I'd seen it before on Twitter, but I thought it was like a fan art or something, or a fake Pokemon.
Because it's really weird.
I didn't think anything more of it.
Because obviously, like Thundurus, Landorus, and Tornadus, obviously, they're all very similar in design.
Yeah, identical almost.
Pretty much identical, apart from like certain features to change them up. And then an Animus comes in, all like Thomas. It's so jarring. And it's based on. It's based on. I can't remember what she's based on. Obviously, like her Therian form is based on like the Black Tortoise, but all the others are like Raijin, Fujin.
Yeah.
Specific kamis, and hers is like the Herald of Spring or something. That's why she's there.
She's there giving you a smooch.
Yeah, very daunting when you see it. It's like, I don't know how to feel.
I can't control his emotions in my...
But I just having that the deck stuff as well though, it's just like it makes it so more interesting, and you find out more of it. Like one thing that I really appreciated was them tying in what was said in Raichu's dex entry.
Yeah.
To it, I can't remember. I think it was either gold and silver or yellow or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's one.
It's like it can knock out an Indian elephant. And then in this, they're like, oh yeah, Raichu can knock out an Indian elephant from my home region, Copperaja. So they tied it in. But then I kept seeing it on Twitter, and I was just like, oh, for God's sake, shut up. That people were arguing that what's called Laventon, was from an Indian region, or if it was from Galar. And it's just like, well, I'd assume he's from Galar.
Well, yeah.
Especially with the way he talks, because he talks in very much like British stuff, but people are like, well, actually, because he says it's an Indian elephant, it's from there. It's like, yeah, but it's based on like the whole Maharaja thing.
Yeah.
That he came, the last Maharaja came over and he brought an Indian elephant with him.
Mm-hmm.
And it lived in England.
Also, he's literally even wearing like a hat that's in the similar style hat you get in Galar as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, it's very obviously Galar.
Yeah.
Even if like Copperage is like from elsewhere, another region originally. That he's
it was
done. So it's like, you know,
everyone thought that was going to be a hint to the next
one.
Yeah, and then it wasn't.
I was going to say what was I going to say?
Go on, Daniel.
Yeah, one last thing before we move on to the next thing. The experience shows in it again, but it felt more balanced in a way.
Yeah, it did.
I feel like they tweaked it.
I feel like what was really good about it was like I saw a lot of people like when they were playing it. I'd see people recording it or streaming it and stuff, and I didn't want to do it. I wanted to enjoy it at my own pace.
Yeah,
which I do with a lot of like new games. I don't want to play them on stream if I can help it. I did it with Sword and Shield, and then I felt like I burnt out on it really quick because I was playing it myself and I was streaming it at the same time on a different save. But you could catch whatever you wanted and however you wanted, or you could just literally just catch like a couple of things and just go through it, battling stuff. It was all up to you. It was very, very much a choice-based thing. And obviously, like, the Pokemon games are like that anyway.
Yeah.
But it felt more freeing. So, like, if you saw, like, a bunch of Shinx, some people were like, oh, I'm going to catch every single one of these Shinx.
Yeah.
Where I was like, no, I don't want to over-level. And I actually struggled with some of the things going on in it because, like, I wasn't over-leveled.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that because in the whole of, like, Diamond and Pearl remakes, I just didn't struggle at all because they didn't balance it.
No, you didn't struggle until you get to Elite Four, and it's really hard.
Oh yeah, the Elite Four. That was actually. I'll give them props to the Elite Four in that game because they did make them very hard.
Yeah, but they ruined it by not making the game like lead up to that point.
Yeah.
So it caught you off guard. So it was like,
it really did catch you off guard.
Actually, some of the gym leaders did use like strategies and were a bit tricky, but you could like work around them quite easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Elite Four were just like ridiculous.
They were.
Yeah. That's all I have to say. We might as well talk about the next games he announced.
Oh, Daniel.
Andrew's going back home to his homeland.
I like it. I feel like they were like, you know what? That Andrew's a top-class gentleman. Let's do 2 games based on his heritage. So they did England and Spain back to back.
Yeah. Just do it on a European tour.
Because when I first saw it, I thought initially Greece.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
stuff.
And then I was like, oh, it's Italy. It looks very sort of, it looked very Mediterranean. Yeah. And then I was like, and then once I saw their names at the start and stuff, I realized obviously that it was Spanish with Fuecoco and Sprigatito.
Yeah. And Quaxley.
Well, I think that I saw a theory of how it might be pronounced. It might actually be pronounced like Quackley because of Don Quixote.
Yeah, it's also that because of his hat.
Because of his hat, and it's spelled with an X.
Yeah.
Quixote spelled with an X, and it still sounds like a C. So imagine it's just like reference Don Quixote.
Sure.
But I'm saying it's all going to be open world. Based on what they're saying, it's a different art style, which is very interesting in terms of the trainer designs.
Yeah,
it's more like Snap.
Yeah, it's like a culmination of like stuff they did with Snap, Arceus, and like Sword and Shield. They've like sort of taken from all these games to merge like the best bits from them, sort of thing.
And everyone was shocked because no one was expecting Gen 9. But I had a feeling.
Yeah, I thought like based on. I mean, obviously everyone feels like it's too soon, but it's not really. Development times of it, I guess. No, it's just the releases have all been fairly close together, and that's what makes it feel like.
If the problem, like,
it's a lot.
Because obviously you always get the people that are like, oh, it's too close and blah 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 blah. They haven't worked enough time on it and stuff. And it's like what people don't realize is that that's not how game development works.
No, the development starts like as soon as you finish the last game.
While
or like
yeah, exactly. Like while they were working on Gen 8, they were probably working on the initial stages of Gen 9.
Yeah, they're probably concepting all together.
Yeah. So and it's probably been worked on since that time.
That's a Gen 9 alarm.
And they just. And it gets so annoying, and like you see people like I can't remember what he's called, Tahoe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he always explains it, and he always explains it in detail.
Yeah.
And people are still like, but it's still too soon. It's like, well, no, because the last generation came out 3 years ago, and they've all been periodically every 3 years.
Yeah. Like I can get why it feels too soon, because in terms of big Pokemon games released, it is like 3 very close together in a way.
Yeah.
Because Arceus is not considered a spin-off because it's like a full game.
Yeah, it's one of the main titles.
And obviously, Down a Pillar remix of the full game, so then we're getting an next gen. So it does feel like a lot, but like, it's not really. It's just because we got Arceus and Shining Pearl and Diamond close together. I think, is what sort of amplified it more.
And it's because they outsourced obviously Diamond, Brilliant Pearl, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
It wasn't, don't lie.
They outsourced it to someone else, so that I feel like obviously because they wanted to tie it into Arceus.
Yeah.
And then, but Gen 9 has been in the works for a very long time, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Then relax, guy.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So I don't know. I mean, all we've seen so far is we've seen the region, which looks very beautiful, and we've seen a few shots and stuff. And we've seen the starters.
Yeah.
And interestingly, on I think it's the Japanese website, they confirmed that Hisui and Zoroark's in it.
Yeah, I think so. So just connection with
Arceus.
Connectivity with Arceus, yeah. So you can get which is good.
I feel like with some of them, like if it's Hisuian Zora, I feel like that makes sense that it could be anywhere, because all it is literally the story that a Zora has died.
Yeah.
And it's become that. So I feel like that could just be anywhere, so that's fine and stuff, but then it's not a stretch to imagine that you could get Weirdir there, or you could get Ursaluna there.
Yeah, like sort of forgotten evolutions that you could sort of like,
because this region could be like, oh well, they migrated, or like, because there was a lot of Spanish people and Portuguese people in Japan.
Yeah,
maybe they took some stuff back with them.
Yeah, maybe.
And then that's why it's sort of like they're there.
Because when I saw that, I was just like, oh, they're just showing off the fact that there's connectivity between the games, so you can have them in it.
Yeah.
More than like they're gonna naturally appear in it, but they probably will find a way for some of them too.
Yeah.
Which would be good.
I feel like when I saw all three starters as well, like sometimes you go into the generation and you're like, I love that one, I like that one, but I don't like that one. But all three of these are so solid.
I feel like the last few gens it's been like that. It's been really strong.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like I wasn't a massive fan of Scorbunny at first, but then it grew on me. But I don't like Cinderace.
No.
But and I'm not like. I think out of all that, I love Sobble and I love Grookey, but I feel like I love Rillaboom more than I love Inteleon. But there's not that many options for water types in there.
No.
In there, so I felt like I had to use Inteleon.
Yeah, it's cool. It's weird. There's this thing where they'll go like human-like Pokemon.
Yeah.
And, push off a bit.
But with these, I really, really love. I feel like when I first saw it, I was very much drawn to Fuecoco.
Yeah.
But that might have been just because it was in the middle. So
it's like,
it's like I love that dank kush.
Sounds so spicy.
I love all three of them though, but now I'm very torn between Fuecoco and Quaxley.
Yeah.
Because I imagine that you're probably going to go grass.
Currently, but it depends. If I see like evolutions as it goes on, I'm like, don't like them as much, I might go for someone else.
Yeah.
Because I think people put off by the cat because it's like, oh, we had Litten. And if it's going to be similar, but a grass version, then it's a bit like meh.
I feel like
I'm hoping it stays like as like it turns like a lion or something, which would be really cool.
It could be based on I forgot what it's called. It's like the Iberian lynx.
Yeah.
Which would be really cool.
Yeah, it would be.
And I just keep having like random ideas for the game. They're not going to happen, but I'll dream.
I'll dream a little dream.
Like a Matador Pokemon called Muertador. It's like a ghost type, and it's dead.
It's been stabbed to death.
It's been stabbed by the new bull Pokemon that they're clearly going to introduce either as a regional variant of Tauros or a new evolution of Tauros, or
just a Tauros with swords for
yeah. Or like or it's like a completely new bull.
Yeah, Andrew, that's a load of bull.
Yeah, and then maybe even like an acoustic version of Toxtricity.
Toxicity, yeah.
Because the other was like a bass guitar and an electric guitar.
Get the whole band together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it, and I just can't wait for it.
It's in November for that, isn't it? It's another.
Yeah, they're usually November time.
It's another Andrew birthday special.
It is.
He gets his Pokemon game.
I do. Oh, the last Pokemon.
I got Arceus, and you got your game.
Yeah, it's like they're like, oh yeah, we need to make it up to him.
Yeah. So here we go. Have a Spanish.
Have a Spanish. I'm always excited to see, like, especially the last two generations, because we had Alolan forms and we've had Galarian forms and now Hisuian forms as well. I'm excited to see if they continue that trend, and I hope they do.
I would have thought so.
Because I feel that's one of the things I look forward to now, because, like, We've mentioned this before numerous times. We don't like Megas that much.
No, at all.
Yeah. We're okay with some of the designs and stuff, but I love the idea of the Alolan forms, and when they first introduced that, it's just a shame that they were all Kanto Pokemon.
Yeah, they really do dial into that kind of nostalgia a lot.
Yeah, and the one thing, like, before we continue that thought process, I do not want to see Charizard in this game at all. Pissing me off.
You know he will be, Andrew.
Yeah, he'll be there somewhere.
He'll be there in a little Spanish hat.
He got two Megas in Gen 6, and then it was a ride Pokemon in Gen 7, even though it wasn't even in the region.
No.
And then it got a Gigantamax form in Gen 8, and it was like one of the main Pokemon on the on the like advertised, and it's like, well, why has he got?
Leon had it. It's like, for fuck's sake.
It's like, can you just like give big props to some of the new Pokemon?
Yeah, come on now. No one like ever likes any new Pokemon. Like, I prefer the old ones. It's like,
yeah,
you always noshing them off.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what other forms they come up with. I'm excited to see all the new Pokemon that they're going to do. I want to see how it plays mechanically, because it seems to be Arceus mixed with Sword and Shield.
Yes.
And it's going to be interesting when they're going to be like, oh, you can free roam wherever you want.
Mm-hmm.
For the most, I'm assuming there's going to be like things put in place to stop you at certain points and stuff. But
yeah,
imagine just walking into it like, is that Victory Road? I'm just going to go in there and a Garchomp comes out and stuff like...
battering you, bouncing you up and down like Wendigo. But no, yeah, I am interested because obviously, like, Arceus was like a hub world and then massive areas that you could then travel to separately. Yeah. But this seems like it's all like integrated.
Yeah.
Like Sword and Shield kind of was.
And I'm excited to see, like, there's going to be Pokemon just roaming around and stuff. And I always like really appreciate that.
Yeah, like in towns and stuff as well.
Yeah, we saw like the Swablu like resting on the what they call like the banners and stuff, and the walls.
Yeah, very excited.
Yeah, and those we didn't even reveal their names, Daniel. Scarlet and Violet.
Oh yeah, Scarlet and Violet. Of course. Apparently, the Scarlet and Violet flowers in Shining Pearl and Thingy that were put in.
Oh, is there?
It's like a specific flower bed, and there's like other little references to the two colours that are often used. And I was like, they've been putting little clues in.
And then there's that possible little clue in Arceus with the fish.
Yeah, the random fish is like a real fish. And like, why is that doing that instead of a magic orb? That's a bit.
I know, so like interesting. Like I said just before we move on to something else. Yeah. I can't remember what she's called. I feel like it's something to like Aqua or Daiqua or something like that, and she's like Karen's ancestor.
Mm-hmm.
She's like she does all like the building and stuff.
Yeah.
But it said somewhere in the game, she's like, oh well, I really like Gyarados. I'm obsessed with Gyarados or something.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to make, instead of the Magikarp statues, she wanted to make the Gyarados statues. And in a chest in a room, it's like, there's a mysterious cloak and outfit in there. And it's like...
She the one who did like a painting and then she never shows it you?
I think so.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it could be referencing that she might actually be related to Claire and Lance.
Yeah. No,
which would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, Daniel. I'm going to turn the light on because it's suddenly gone dark.
It's gone dark. Yeah, so before we just wrap up talking about games, we'll go on to some bullshit news, I think, Andrew.
Go on! Sorry, I'm right.
Go on!
That's because I was a bit of a distance away. I wasn't sure how much it was going to pick up.
Across the room. Hang on, let me just find... Okay. Roll a jingle.
Bullshit news, huh?
And that was the jingle. I actually searched for our conversation because you've been throwing some at me over the last year or two.
Oh yeah.
So I searched conversation for bullshit news and found a few. So we'll dive straight in. Hang on. Hang on. I got this. I recognize. Oh, no, it's not. I saved the screenshot. It's like the one taking the piss.
Yeah.
On our usual bullshit. Okay, there we go. Asda shopper left fuming after accidentally buying tiny mince pies. This was a Christmas themed one.
I feel like there's more to that. But...
There is, but there's only a few more sentences after, so we're going to have to extrapolate. An Asda shopper was left fuming when he got home to discover that the mince pies he bought were much smaller than the packaging. He stated, "As we're all trying to reduce our plastic usage, this seems unnecessary and a waste of plastic." And then that's all you gave me. So that's all I have for that one. Just sounds like typical Belen, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, how tiny were these mince pies? Would he just like...
I felt like it was going to go down the route of like where a lot of these stories go, and they're like, man complaining that he bought tiny mince pies from Asda, couldn't have sex with them.
Yeah, he stuck them up his ass. I was like, what? Just goes off the rail at the end.
Some ridiculous story like, man bought lasagna from Tesco and returned it because he said it burnt his penis.
It's like, yeah, wait a minute. Excuse me. that was just a little warm-up one. That's just a little warm-up bullshit.
It's alright then, Daniel. It's alright then.
Mainly because I didn't have anything else. So you just sent me a screenshot. This looks like it's from an old article. It doesn't say what year it's from. You know this one. Police hit by Ooh Betty prankster. There goes Andrew. Dead. A man, he yells a man, I don't know why. A man has been arrested after the police airwaves were plagued by 48 hours by an imposter repeatedly saying, "Ooh, Betty," in a Frank Spencer voice. The calls, imitating the character on BBC comedies Some Mothers Do Have 'Em, began after a police radio went missing in Worthing, West Sussex. A local in his 20s, arrested on suspicion of theft, has been placed on police bail until September 9th, but it doesn't say what year it was. But it looks... If it's referencing that show, I assume it's like early 90s, the latest. Yeah. just like, right, I'm going to use this power for good. I'm taking the police radio. Just like... Just says that constantly, don't it?
Good, yeah.
I know. Andrew, would you Ooh Betty at a policeman?
I feel like I would.
Out of defiance.
Yeah.
It's like, you're under arrest. Oh, Betty. So I'll let you off. I'm a fan of that show too. So go on, you scamp.
Oh, go on, get out of here.
Just ruffles your hair and send you on your way. I know, these are all like really good so far. Oh no, that's not one. I've got a few more.
Yes.
Wait. Where's the headline? Florida man arrested after stealing a crossbow by stuffing it down his trousers. Darren Durant, 46, used a pair of cutting tools to remove the security tag on a Ravin Rio crossbow.
A what?
A Ravin Rio. That's the brand of it or whatever. Shown on CCTV at the True Value store on 2nd February. So he removed the tag, took the crossbow, shoving the weapon down the front of his trousers before walking out. Amazingly, he made it out of the shop but was arrested a few days later in the car park of a nearby store. He's got an arrest warrant for unrelated burglary charges. So.
Unrelated? Well, could it be involving this crossbow?
Could it be that he's going to use the crossbow to burgle people or hold things up? Perhaps. But yeah, that's one place to keep it.
Yeah, that's where I keep my crossbows.
Yeah, it's right down there. Just, I can fire it without my hands.
At least it wasn't a tale of like, man steals crossbow, puts it down pants and shoots himself in face.
Shoots own penis off.
I wasn't going to go that far, Daniel, but you took
it. Well, these stories do. Like that guy who went to kiss a fish and it jumped down his throat and he's like, I might do it again. So I can't be stopped. Oh, and then one more. We've got religious artwork removed after local priest and businessman found among the holy images. The image featured the head of the charity which commissioned the painting of St. Sabinus meeting St. Benedict, which cost 17 grand, as well as the priest who runs the cathedral. And the image is on screen.
Yes, I see it.
It's on my iPad, so I can't send you. Actually, I can. Let me just link you that. Copy URL. Send that messenger. Have that. So we can look at the painting together.
For God's sake.
Like guys hang down the cross. It's like, is it me? And that kid who's like looking behind, he's like, he doesn't know. He's like, he just clocks he's been put in a painting.
I know, yeah.
I was like, what's going on here? Like a couple of people just walked past and been added to it.
It's really weird.
Gifted to the cathedral Canosa in Puglia, southern Italy, but caused controversy upon further inspection.
I wonder why.
The artist wanted to portray two authoritative representatives of the community. But then people started doing their own reproductions with other famous faces inserted onto it. It just says artwork will be revised. He said during the press it just says that halfway down. He said during the press they had both asked not to be portrayed, but he seems to wanted to make them less evident by adding a COVID face mask. And yeah, the guy behind the cross was one. I thought he was.
Yeah, it had to be.
He looks dead suspicious.
Which was the other one? The guy on. Let me see.
The guy with the face mask. So it was him.
Oh yeah. I didn't even see him.
He looks like he just walked past it. That's why. And he's looking up at it. So like he said he'll probably try redoing it. It's just the fact it's like he didn't ask putting it, so I'm going to disguise him behind even though you can see the top of half his face.
Yeah.
And most of the other guy's face. I like the purple it is with the hat. Yeah. It's like he's telling them all off.
Naughty.
Look, it says in the book not to do that. What are you doing that mini mince pie? But yeah, that's the bullshit news, Andrew.
Bullshit news!
That was fabulous, Daniel.
There you go. I had to do like a last minute one last night. I was like, oh, Andrew's got loads for me, but then I looked at him and I was like, actually, there's not a lot to do these because I haven't got the articles.
Yeah.
But I may do. Before we wrap up, I didn't mention I've been playing Horizon as well.
Yeah.
Like, what other games aside from Pokemon have we been playing?
I know we didn't talk about it, did we?
We just went to a massive Pokemon.
Well, I finished off Horizon Zero Dawn because I hadn't finished it.
And you started the second?
I have started the second, and it's phenomenal. Oh, I'm absolutely loving it, and I'm not going to I'm not saying anything because you're like, I don't know where you are in Horizon, but
I'm probably still fairly near the beginning.
Yeah,
I'm out of the starter area anyway. I'm sort of like going beyond that, but I'm loving it too.
It's very hard.
Yeah, like it's one of those games because like with open world games, I often go off and just get involved in shit.
Yeah.
Above my head, but I usually manage. With this, you can't really because you need certain equipment and stuff to bring certain beasts down.
Yeah, you do.
Like I found the fire breathing ones, and I was like, "Oh, I've got an ice bomb. I'll just lob it at them and take them on." And I just got completely ready because I just wasn't ready because it was three next to each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh dear."
I'm
not ready.
I can't wait for you to find out what's actually going on and stuff because it's like it's
all the hints and stuff is so intriguing.
Yeah, it really because I remember we saw it at E3 that year, didn't we? When you came over to mine and we stayed up till ridiculous o'clock in the morning to watch it.
Pele. It was the infamous Pele E3.
And it was intriguing then. It was like all these robots and stuff, and then it was it was all sort of nomadic.
Yeah.
And then you saw like the cities and stuff, and you're like, "What the hell's going on?" And it's so good once you find out what's actually happened.
Yeah.
And why everything is the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not saying any more.
Excellent. Well, I can't wait to eventually play that.
Yeah. I have also been playing Stranger of Paradise.
Oh, of course. We didn't mention that.
No.
Andrew, how are you finding it? The most ridiculous game that we completely ripped a shit out of because it was just a massive meme. Turns out that was semi-intentional.
Yeah. It's alright.
Alright?
Yeah, it's not the best.
I was going to say because you were bigging it up when you first played it.
Yeah.
When you first got it. Has it gone downhill since then?
No, it's still about the same.
Okay.
One thing I do really appreciate is that, I don't know, are you ever planning on playing it?
Probably, but it's not at the top of my list, so if you tell me things, I'm not going to be that bothered.
Unless it's there's like the very areas in the game that are like fused with areas from other Final Fantasies.
Yeah, I kind of got that vibe, but I wasn't sure because when we saw like the dungeons, the shrines, and it was like, oh, these are influenced by different games, but like they actually like taken from them.
It'll be, but it's really weird because it feels like it's something to do with the Lufanians.
Yeah.
And it's like the Stranger Project or something. And it feels like this is all a simulation.
Okay. Well, that explains a lot.
When you go into like a mission, it'll give you like lore of the area and stuff, and it's like someone's written it as like a report.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, oh, this area that's steeped in trees and other fauna is very reminiscent of Dimension 9.
Yeah.
And then when you go into it, it's like the Evil Forest.
Oh.
And it'll say like whatever dimension number it is, that's the game that it refers to.
Yeah.
And like I went into like an icy, it was like a mountainous area, and it's like this takes elements from, and it seems to be modeled after Dimension 10. And you get to this area and there's like people frozen on the wall.
Ooh.
Like in Final Fantasy 10.
Oh, so it's like, okay.
It's like Mount Gagazet and stuff like that. So it's very intriguing. It's like, well, why is that? What's going on with it? Why is that happening?
That's very cool, actually.
And I don't mind the characters as much now. I don't. The two that I do really like are Neon and Sophia. They're really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And Sophia's interesting because like the other 4 characters, obviously it's like the 4 Warriors of Light, and she just randomly appears and joins you.
Mm-hmm.
And none of these characters have like memories of anything that's happening, but then it seems like they've been through this before. Because the game starts and it's like the 3 characters we were introduced to originally, and they're fighting Tiamat. And then all of a sudden, like, something happens in the battle, and then all of a sudden the game starts.
Oh, that's intriguing.
So it feels like they're constantly being revived, or there's like, they're clones and they're just being put through this process.
Yeah.
And it's very intriguing, and I mean, it's not like the best told story. It feels very much like it's a Koei.
Yeah, it does feel like more like it's sort of like gone a bit Devil May Cry with it, so just like ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not. You can tell it's like, what is it? Is it Team Ninja?
Yeah.
Yeah, Team Ninja. I was gonna say Ninja Theory. I don't know why that came into my head, but Team Ninja.
We've got Ninja in the title.
Yeah. You can tell it's more like that, and then Square Enix have just like given the rights to them to use like their IPs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's
interesting.
And there's a lot of cool armors in it. There's a lot of different classes that you have to unlock, and
I think that's the main focus on it is like the gameplay.
Yeah,
and like the fact you can customize different classes and stuff, and how
you can. It gets a bit ridiculous with the equipment because like every enemy seems to drop equipment.
Yeah, I hate that.
And it's not.
There isn't no limit, is there? Like a carry limit?
Yes, there is.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's what makes it annoying, because then you're like going to a mission, you're like finding all this equipment, and you're like, oh, it's too much. But then like I always try and match it to the class that it is. So like I've recently got the red set, and it looks like a red mage, and I'm like, aha.
Yeah. I'll take that and I'll wear it accordingly.
I wish that a couple of things is like obviously reduce the amount of equipment that you pick up.
Yeah.
I wish you could switch between the characters, because you can only play as Jack.
Yeah, that makes sense, but it's still annoying.
Jack has like but then when you do like, you can do it on multiplayer, and you can play as the other characters through multiplayer.
Oh, that's weird. Cool.
There's also like the other characters only have a couple of, like, they unlock random classes, and it seems to be very much hinting towards that they are more so the Warriors of Light.
Yeah.
So like one of them starts off as like a pugilist, and then he unlocks the monk, and then and then one of them starts off as like I can't remember what the basic thief was called, but it's called something else. And then he gets the thief, and then there's the ninja at the end.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So and then Sophia is very much the mage, but then she also has a dragoon, and I don't know why.
For reasons.
And then the other one, Neon, has like sword fight that goes into a red mage, and then into something else probably towards the end.
Yeah.
Whereas Jack can equip 2 jobs, and he can switch between them freely, and nice. You can set him up however he wants. It makes it very intense setting up Jack because he gets too much equipment.
Yeah, he's just overwhelmed.
He can equip anything basically, depending on what his class is and stuff. Whereas the others had set classes, so they can only equip set things.
Yeah, so.
And I feel like they should have done that with Jack, and they didn't.
No, he's the sort of like template where you can just do whatever you want with.
Yeah,
it makes it overwhelming with what to do.
Yeah, it's kind of it is tough.
Yeah,
it's not super easy, but I'm having an easier time with it than I did when I first played it. Like the demo.
It's really good to do like free demos or whatever it was, just to like get people's feedback and sort of make some tweaks to it, which is a good way of doing things, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last thing I did, like story-wise, I killed Marilith.
Oh, nice.
I've done Tiamat, Lich, and Marilith. Marilith was the easiest one. Tiamat was really hard.
Yeah, I remember you telling me you were stuck on Tiamat.
Tiamat, like, because there's always like 2 phases to it. You always have to get the boss down to half health, and then their phases switch, and then more heads appear on Tiamat. And after you cut them off, when it's sort of kind of near dead, it restores its health back to half.
Oh, for God's sake!
And because it restores the heads, and you have to stagger it in order to kill it. And it's really hard to do. So I kept messing up. The Lich was hard because he had like ridiculous spells.
Yeah.
And then Marilith was really easy.
Well, now you've got Kraken left.
Yeah. And at the moment, I'm in an area that I think it says it's Dimension 5, and I think it's referencing where the Earth Crystal was in 5. You know, it was on that weird ship.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it's referencing that, or it's referencing like the underground bit where you find your airship.
Yeah, the weird ruins, wherever it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting about literally connecting to all 5 lands.
Yeah.
It's really intriguing. Strangers in Paradise, as people call it.
Yes, they are strangers of paradise, or strangers in paradise, or stranger in paradise. It's just like, no. stranger
slightly
in paradise.
Get it wrong each time. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll probably play it eventually, but like it's not like a priority.
No.
Because I've got a lot to play.
Yeah.
I've ordered Kirby, so I'll be playing that soon.
Oh, have you?
I'm going to be playing that and Horizon at the same time. Because I like having a game on the Switch and the PlayStation. Between. Because it's annoying playing Horizon at the moment because Lauren's playing God of War still.
Oh, yeah,
and like she wants to play Horizon, so I don't really want to play around without spoiling it. So
yeah,
I don't get a lot of opportunities. So yeah. Other than those two, I don't think. What else? What else have I been playing? I don't remember.
We've got Chrono Cross coming out.
Oh, bloody hell, I played Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it was another game and I couldn't bloody think. I literally just finished it as well. Platinumed it. Amazing.
Top notch.
I've returned to the Ratchet and Clank games I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I think it does suffer from carrying straight in from the PS3 games and a lot of people not having played them.
Yeah.
Which is what I've heard. Like, people who just played it because obviously the game looks amazing and plays amazing. They've just like they didn't really have that connection with the story.
Yeah.
As much. Because I know Peter and Ben said after he played it, they couldn't really think of didn't really remember much about it. They just sort of played it and then moved on because they didn't have that same connection with it. So it's definitely one for fans. It's still a good game on its own, but I feel like because we're fans have played them all.
Yeah.
It has more of a lasting impression on us, sort of thing.
There's the only two things that I wish for the game were they needed to make Ratchet and Rivet more unique from each other. Because like it makes sense as to why they can use the same weapons and stuff, but I wish like each one had maybe like a couple of unique weapons.
Yeah, just splitting between the two, maybe.
And like when you, because it felt like they were getting tools that were unique to them, but then all of a sudden the other character could use it as well.
Yeah.
Like when you go to the Lombax homeworld.
Yeah.
Or where the library is, I can't remember what it's called. Like Ratchet got the ability to use those boots and you could fly around the planet and it was super cool. But then all of a sudden like Rivet had them as well.
Yeah. I think it was hard because a sort of a character was locked to a certain world, like you swap between them when you go to certain worlds. So like
that was going to be my other point as well. I wish you could switch between characters on the worlds.
Yeah,
and they had different things to do on the worlds. But as a start to bring in a new character like that, a new protagonist,
I feel like that was their way of saying like we need to sort of force them to use the other character for certain situations so we can develop their story.
Yeah,
so if you could switch, it'd probably be like you'd use one or the other maybe more. It'd be hard to tell that story with the other character if they weren't there. So it was, I get like I get your point. It'd be good, but I can definitely see why they did it that way.
Yeah,
but yeah, like introducing Rivet's really cool. Rivet in Kit.
Yeah, Kit.
I liked her story that she.
I really like Kit's story. It was really heartbreaking.
And the other Nefarious was amazing as well.
Oh yeah.
The ending with his song as well. I didn't mention about that.
Yeah.
He does his like little musical song about how good it is to be evil and stuff. I was like, that's amazing. It's amazing because I felt like since that reboot version of Ratchet and Clank, which like sort of took a lot of the original humor out of it.
Yeah.
Or like diluted it. It didn't feel as funny or like it didn't have that sort of the sort of style of the old games. There was sort of missing something with the characters. Which I feel like they did to make like to time up with the film, which was I guess more universal. But I felt like this was sort of going a bit back towards the originals, which is good.
Yes.
Defo.
Defo.
Yeah. Other than that, I think that's it.
Yes. I believe so, Daniel.
But yeah. Right, well, this has just been us just rambling about games because we haven't really chatted voice-wise on games. So we thought it'd be a good chance to get a Shodcast on, and you know.
Yes, we have. Like, Ask Andrew is Daniel's got a new idea for it, so it's not coming out.
Yeah, we're gonna rework that into doing it a different way.
Yeah. There is a 60-second scramble, but I'm not 100% prepared for it.
But Andrew, I'm going to put you on the spot and tell you to do it right now.
Right, go on, man.
Go on, Andrew. That's what makes it, though. It's only 60 seconds. How long?
He does a ramble using his mandible. It's Andy's 60-second scramble. Sometimes it's like only 10 seconds because I run out of things to say. Although today I am going to be doing Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. And I only played that through once, so it's going to be interesting.
Some of these games you've like played like 30 years ago, and you're like, I vaguely remember this game.
Yeah.
Oh no, not 10 seconds, 1 minute. I just went into the seconds bit and was like, oh yeah, that'll do. So 6-second scramble, Andrew's going to be doing The Force Unleashed 2?
2.
Or 1?
2.
2. Do 2. Alright then. In 3, 2, 1, Andrew, go.
Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2 was a disappointing sequel to Star Wars The Force Unleashed, whereas it wasn't as... while the story in the first one wasn't amazing, it introduced a lot of mechanics and elements that made it interesting. This one didn't, and it was a very short game of only about 2 or 3 hours, with only like 3 levels, only to have you fight Vader at the end in order to find out that you were a clone the whole time, and it didn't require any form of interest at all within the confines. So you did carry 2 lightsabers though, which was very cool.
Oh, 2.
Yeah, but two Daniel.
Oh,
and then there was a boss fight where it was like a big beast in an arena, but that seemed to be like the main focus of it, and that seemed to last like a while, and that was about halfway through the game. And it was all that you were just looking to find your companion that I've forgotten the name of. I think she was called Eclipse.
Possibly. That might have been a ship.
Oh, that was the ship. Then you were just finding her and she saw you alive. And
we'll have to end on that bombshell.
See, I don't remember much of it, but I just remember not liking it.
I like the last 10 seconds you started getting into the story, and it's like, name out of time, that's enough. Yeah. I remember you playing the first one, and I think I might have borrowed it.
Yeah.
I remember playing it a bit.
I really enjoyed the first one. It was like, as clunky as it was and stuff, I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
It was the second one, I just didn't get on with it at all, and it was just really basic.
He's a cool concept for a game, but yeah, it could never be canonized because he was just like too powerful.
Yeah.
It was just like ridiculous. But yeah, that's Andrew's amazing review of Force Unleashed 2.
And that today is the end of the story.
Yes, the end of the story. A very Pokemon-heavy shotcast because we have 3 different games to talk about.
We did, and then we talked briefly about other stuff.
Yeah, and then the rest.
But
thanks for listening.
Listening to our ramblings.
Thank you for joining me for a shotcast. It's
You're
been a
welcome.
While. We'll rework some of the features and we'll get back to you with another episode very soon, hopefully. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be another year.
Next year.
It's an annual podcast.
All right, everyone.
Oh yeah, Andrew, promote your shizzle. Where can we find you?
Don't forget to follow me on all my social medias at The Drew Gamer, and follow my Twitch at The Drew Gamer and YouTube at The Drew Gamer.
Yes. Find all the latest videos and content and stuff.
Yeah.
And me on the usual dangerousdesigns.com. You can find all my links through there. And we shall see you very soon.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
This week's episode of the Andy and Dan Shodcast was brought to you by Danji's Designs, The Drew Gamer, and the Network of Awesome.